Hello and welcome back to the Vintage Unicorn. Undoubtedly you read the title to this video and maybe that's why you clicked on it. I do want to say that prior to filming I reached out to Jackie Aina just to let her know that I was going to be filming a video on just some feelings that I had about some of her stances and some of the things that I kind of see as problematic within those stances. Now, in order to give a true and honest, account of my feelings towards Jackie, I feel it only fair that I discuss, at least in brevity, some of the stuff in my closet. So, I am a convicted felon. I was convicted of armed bank robbery and I served several years in prison. I am also a recovering heroin addict and just celebrated 5 years clean not too long ago. In addition to that, I also have an issue with an eating disorder. I've been bulimic since I was 17 and still struggle with that to this day, though I am very happy to announce that I have passed 30 sober food days. So that's a huge accomplishment. Getting one sober food day is more difficult, I would say, than getting, 10 years of recovery from drugs. So with that said, I'm going to go straight into the content. I did bring my little creepy teacup, but also to begin this video, like Petty Page would say, though I am not from the United Kingdom, I am from Johannesburg, South Africa, and we too do not spill tea, we drink it. So I'm going to enjoy this wonderful 5 roses that my husband made me. And this is not intended to be salacious or gossip or drama. This is simply me using a platform that I have built, as small as it may be, to express my opinion. This is not going to be a makeup video, though I did do my makeup just playing with a sugar pill palette, which was just beautiful. Like, such amazing shades, so blendable. I love it. So I want to go ahead and start by saying I think Jackie Aina is an amazingly talented woman. If I remember correctly from some of the stuff that I've heard from her videos, I believe she studied at Vidal Sassoon Academy and was a practicing makeup artist working with brands such as MAC and I believe fashion shows as well. She aspires to be a fashion designer in addition to her aspirations with her reached aspirations and those to come with her makeup channel, and she's also a US soldier. So she is an amazing woman, though there are issues specifically that I take with her stances regarding exclusivity in the makeup community. Now, I want to say, I do not wear foundation. I wear skin tint, and there's a reason for that. Aside from the fact that I don't like the way heavy foundations feel on my skin, it's because I can't find a, medium light coverage foundation in my shade. So the only ones I can would be like, I don't know, Estee Lauder might. Kat Von D makes a really nice one that matches my shade, but is also very heavy. So it's just something that I've kind of grown to love. I don't like the heavy foundation look anyway. So in regards to some of Jackie's stances on exclusivity in the makeup community, when I began watching Jackie Aina, it was very inspirational. She had a lot of scripture in her videos, and I thought that her approach to not just makeup, but tackling some of the sociological norms that we live with in the makeup community was very unique and very informed. However, I feel somewhere along the way the lines got blurred and her stance became more exclusive than inclusive, while she intended to remain opposed to exclusivity. Going back to just how I feel, I have something of a pink undertone, so if I go, and I need undertones as well. If I go for a pink undertone, it's going to bring out some of the redness in my skin. If I go a shade up, I'm going to look like I, had a fake tan and it's not going to match the super duper paleness, or I'm going to look like a goblin. And that's about it. I have very naturally light skin, and I try to avoid the sun just to keep my skin healthy. Aside from that, I don't get much darker than this. I am very, very pale, except for the fact that I used overtone tonight and my hands are red, but otherwise I'm pasty pale. But I don't identify myself as white. I am of Latvian Jewish descent. My entire family, with the exception of my grandfather and his brother, were killed in Latvia during the Holocaust. My mother looked up our family and found that the youngest of which was 3 years old, and it was a little girl named Janina, who I believe would be my great aunt now, had she not been murdered. It didn't say a precise cause of death, but it was stipulated that she was stomped to death by a Nazi's boot. So 43 Hussies that were murdered, Huzioskis, I'm sorry. And, you know, so in addition, being from South Africa, being born in 1990, I was one of the first babies born in the post-apartheid South Africa who did not have to register their race. So race has been an undercurrent in my life for a long time. My mother was a strong objector to the imprisonment of Nelson Mandela, the imprisonment of the Archbishop Desmond Tutu, the murder of Stephen Biko, and my mother was shot with rubber bullets defending, you know, the right for all human beings, all men and women, to be free. And so it was very early on that I was ingrained with the I don't see color branding, which I understand is a sociological privilege. It's a privilege based on caste, class, and race. That I don't need to see color as much as others. But when I say I don't see color, that doesn't mean, oh, I don't see color. It means when a human being walks up to me, I don't, at least on a conscious level or any level that interferes with my interaction with that human being, notice, hey, this person is purple, yellow, red, and green. So that's what I don't see color means to me. Now, a particular point that I would like to make, which upset me early on, was Jackie's review of the Shape Tape concealer. I can't use Shape Tape. They don't make a color for me. When I use concealer, I usually use a yellow one because it's color correcting and blends into my skin, and the only other thing I can use aside from that is the Kat Von D Lock-It in Whiteout, so that I can just kind of, you know, blur it in. There are very few brands. I think NARS is Chantilly, which I just got recently, works fairly well, but again, those undertones, that is not an issue that's exclusive to women of color, nor is it an issue that is exclusive to anybody. The lack of inclusiveness in the beauty community, I feel, is driven by capitalism, supply and demand. There is going to be more demand for the sand, beige, light tan, etc. shades than there is for the darker shades or the lighter shades. So if a company is going to put out a product and the demand for that product is not there in their eyes, then I can see why they don't go forward with it. And that's unfortunate, because women of color, just as much as women who have unique skin tones, they want the opportunity to peruse and buy different formulas. Maybe this formula has something you're allergic to. Maybe it has an ingredient that you're morally opposed to. And so there should be more options, but there aren't. And I feel that Jackie's approach initially was very bold, very brave, and very true to who she was, who she is. However, there was a later video in which she referred to a shade as iPhone charger cable, iPhone extension cord. Is that me? Is that what I am? Because I have pale skin, am I an iPhone extension cord? And that's just what I thought. I don't like to look ashy either. You know, no woman does. And I feel that with time and realizing the impact that she was making in the beauty community, and she has such a large platform, the ability to reach so many lives, to reach so many people's hearts, that Jackie's ideals flew a little too far. and they're her ideals. I have no right to criticize, vilify, or for that matter indemnify and agree with her stances, because I have my opinions as well. Jackie Aina's positions to me fall under that phrase of reverse racism. There is no such thing as reverse racism. Racism is discriminating against an individual because of their race. Race, which is a sociological concept, not a biological construct. It's not something that is evident within our DNA. It is simply something that is ingrained into our culture and into our lives and is literally skin deep. I think that the idea that only certain groups can be the protagonists and only certain groups can be the antagonists is completely false. And I don't feel that Jackie intentionally comes across as disingenuous, but I do feel she has fallen too deeply into the niche that she has carved out for herself, which is a very powerful medium to have. But it falls into the reverse racism. If someone discriminates against me because of the color of my skin or anything else, or I discriminate against someone else for being purple, yellow, red, and green, either way it's racism. I have knowingly and intentionally inflicted a prejudice on that person, or subconsciously inflicted an opinion or prejudice on that person based on their race. Race, which is something that exists only in a cultural sense, in the way that we perceive it. Jackie did a very original, very awesome video called I Don't See Color, where she went into black and white and basically, did a monologue of going into Sephora saying I don't see color, and showed how dramatically color is a truth within the beauty community. Yes, you need to know color. I'm not going to go out there and buy, 12 different eyeshadows that may be $40 a piece and they're all the same color. Just like I'm not going to go in and buy something without looking at the color first. But that's not the point. The point is that's not an issue that is exclusive to women with dark skin. It's any woman, any man for that matter, may have difficulty finding a product within their price range for one thing, and within what they're looking for another. A third point which I would like to specifically point out was Jackie's vilification of the CEO of IT Cosmetics. Now, I agree, IT Cosmetics has a very, very limited shade range, but what that's the CEO of IT Cosmetics did was something that had not yet been done. As a woman who was slightly overweight, she marketed a brand using women who did not fit the mold. And yes, she sold her company for $2 billion to L'Oreal. And she made money off of that. But she didn't make money off of the idea of exclusivity. In my opinion, it was quite the contrary. She built her brand on the concept that we are all beautiful and that we all have the right to feel beautiful in our own skin. The premise of my channel is not only to play with makeup, even though that is like my dream, I love it. It's also to discuss the healing benefits and the soothing benefits, the psychosomatic and the emotional benefits of feeling beautiful and being able to see yourself as a canvas. And I feel that it is very important. Jackie Aina, you have a very large fan base, and within that fan base may be women of all colors, shapes, and sizes. And I think you need to perpetuate a message of self-acceptance and love, because I realized that I wanted to do something in this video, and just thinking about it is making me tremble. Something that I still fully cannot do. I think as women we should be able to look at ourselves in the mirror and say, I am beautiful. And For too many women, that's a mere pipe dream to say, I am beautiful in a mirror. And every woman, every man deserves the right to have access to the products that will help them enjoy themselves. Is that the reality? No. But I feel Jackie's platform and her growth has skewed her to the far side of her debate. Her voice has been lost and has reshaped itself as a form of racism, implying that only women of color or women who have unique skin colors, specifically women of color who have darker skin colors, are the only ones who have difficulty in the beauty community, is simply a fallacy. And I really felt very passionate about discussing this. I did not script this. I wanted to be spontaneous and really let my emotions show, so that there wasn't anything disingenuous or rehearsed. I even bounced this idea off a fellow YouTuber friend, and really wanted to address this. I think it's something that we need to analyze. Do we accept Jackie's content? Not her craft. Her craft is beautiful, but her agenda, her dialogue. Do we accept it because we agree with the message, or because we are afraid of being vilified and being called racist ourselves? And that is the thought that I would like to leave with this video. Again, this was no shade, no tea. I drink my tea. This was intended to open up the concept that it's okay to have a different opinion than the mainstream media. It's okay to have a different opinion than a beauty influencer. It's okay to have a different opinion even if you feel that you'll be vilified for it. Because in the end, all I have said in this video is that I feel Jackie Aina is an incredibly motivated and talented woman. And if I haven't made that clear, I'm restating it now. She is a beautiful, motivated, talented woman. She's intelligent. She is very quick-witted. But I feel that some of her commentary and some of the way she has brought across her message has gone beyond, promoting inclusivity in beauty, and moved to the far side of exclusivity, to where her channel is no longer friendly for all viewers. Because if I go on her channel, or anyone else for that matter, I've seen her read comments and post something, my feelings aren't valid on that forum. With that in mind, I would like to say, should Jackie Aina ever see this video, I think you are an amazing woman. I think you are beautiful inside and out, and that you have an amazing opportunity, an amazing platform, and such a presence. You are an amazing woman. You are powerful. You are spiritual. There is a gift within you. And think, are you doing the one thing that you set out to speak against, by rounding your inclusivity to an exclusive group, as opposed to all women and men and human beings? With that said, thank you so much for watching, and I will have another tutorial up soon. Stay beautiful. You are beautiful, each and every one of you. Thank you.